So a common problem for us to solve is to find the circumference from the radius. And you can see on each of these circles the radius is given. For this one here, the radius is 8 meters, and for this one here the radius is 14 centimeters, and so on. So in order to solve for the circumference, we need to remember what our formula for finding the circumference of a circle is. So the circumference, C, is equal to 2 pi r, and we remember from algebra that 2 pi r is actually hiding multiplication symbols between each of the terms. So this is actually 2 times pi times the radius. So if we wanted to solve for this first one, which we'll call A is equal to, circumference is equal to 2 times pi times 8. And this is going to be equal to, well, we can bring up our calculator and we can plug that in. 2 times pi times 8. Now, just to change this into a decimal format, we just hit change, and what we get is 50.26548246. But our question tells us that we need to solve it to one decimal place. So in this case, we can see that we go to one decimal place, we find our critical place next to it, and we have to round up. So it becomes 50.3. And don't forget the units, we are in meters. Alright, let's do B. So for B, this formula is exactly the same, but the radius is different. 2 times pi times 14. Now we put this back into our calculator. 2 times pi times 14 equals this, which we change to a decimal, and we can see that we're going to have to round up to 88.0. 88.0 centimeters. Okay, C. 2 times pi times 7.2. C is equal to 2 times pi times 7.2. And if we change it to a decimal, we get 45.2389. And at the critical digit here, we can see that we're not going to round up. So we're going to leave it as, 45.2. Now for D, exactly the same way of solving it. 2 times pi times the radius, which is going to be equal to 2 times pi times 10 equals 20 pi, or 62.83. Well, that's just going to be 62.8. Alright, and that was in meters, and the previous one was in centimeters. So you can see it's fairly easy to solve for the circumference of a circle when you are given each of the radiuses. But you need to realize that this is the very simple and straightforward way of solving this. In the future, you won't just be given the radius straight away, you'll have to do a little bit of work for it. Alright, thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.